Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Phoenix Suns Arena here in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. We are ready for another battle between the Wranglers and the Rattlers. I'm so pleased to be joined by my broadcasting partners, Mr. Ed Cole and Mr. Kevin Derryberry. Gentlemen, how are you this evening, Ed?
I am so excited. I'm still feeling the effects from the first two games of the NBA Finals, which took place in this very building. So the energy level is, as we say, palpable.
It is palpable indeed. Kevin,
an
exciting
over.
matchup here tonight.
The adrenaline in the building absolutely runneth over. This is just fantastic. The venue is the best venue in the IFL. We haven't been to a lot of them, but I tell you what, this is fantastic.
Absolutely magnificent inside here. First time I've been inside the building since they redid it a few months back. Obviously right on time for the Phoenix Suns run through the NBA Finals.
Absolutely.
And literally a run through the finals for these guys sitting at 2-0 right now. But back to the task at hand tonight here for the Wranglers. They got a tough matchup tonight against these Arizona Rattlers.
Yes, they do. This is a place that the Rattlers love to play at, clearly at Phoenix Suns Arena. And Drew Powell is putting up MVP-type numbers. Last week against Tucson, he accounted for 6 touchdowns down in Tucson. This young man, he leads the league in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, rushing yards per game, completion percentage, and he's second in QB efficiency as far as the IFL goes. This is an outstanding football team, and the Northern Arizona Wranglers will have to play as perfect a game of football tonight as they can if they want to come out of this game victorious.
Indeed.
Well, for me, it starts with who's going to be healthy and who's going to be available, and that's king in the Indoor Football League. Who is available? Availability is really significant at this time of the year. The Wranglers, an expansion football team. You have to remember to say that each and every time because it's not as easy for the Wranglers as it might be for other teams that have tenure in the Indoor Football League. The Wranglers have a couple guys that are going to be out. Let's just get you the walking wounded here early on, boys. Out will be Derek Calhoun of ASU Sun Devil, the MAC backer. He won't play in this ball game. That's a big loss there in the middle. Also out, Skylar Clinton, the former Prescott Badger, one-time NIU Lumberjack. He's out of this ball game. He had a touchdown run in his last time he played. He looked pretty good, and Skylar Clinton was coming on. Also out is the young man, Pop Lacey, the leading tackler for this football team, will not play again tonight with that bad wrist. And then Enoch Smith Jr. will not play. So what will we do? A couple of different changes that we're going to see. We're going to see 44, Russell Williams Jr. He will play linebacker, but he'll also play a little defensive end tonight. So we're going to have to see some guys change positions. The other guy you're going to see, Darius James, the nose tackle. Look for him to play nose. He plays on the offensive line quite a bit. He might have to play both ways tonight. So a lot of guys are going to have to step up and do multiple roles. Quickly, defensively, defensive back, Braylon Evans, a newcomer out of Montana State University, played for the Northern Lights, and we worked the game for the Northern Lights a couple years back.
That's right.
And so we're going to welcome Mr. Braylon Evans, 6', 195. He brings a lot of skill set in that secondary. He's going to help out. And the biggest addition will be Spoon, Michael Witherspoon. Look out for this guy, number 25 for the Wranglers. He's going to be a difference maker. 6'1", 197. He comes from East Carolina University. He is a thumper, and he's got a real cerebral approach to playing this game. I think you're going to see some different looks out of the defense tonight here.
And JP, as Coach Bramante always says, the injury rate in this league is 100%. It's inevitable. Things are going to happen in a 50-yard league of football. Injuries are going to happen. So, as Kevin said, it's going to be up to the men that are on this roster that are healthy to step up tonight and show and prove tonight against the Rattlers.
Exactly right. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention our pal, Coach Bramante. Thoughts and prayers out to him this evening. Obviously, he's in the COVID-19 protocol, not able to be with us here this evening. So we're thinking about you, big guy, and we hope you get well very soon.
Get well, Coach.
Tune in on the YouTube Indoor Football League YouTube channel for this game tonight. We'll have Floyd Simmons and Cedric Bonner on the call for the Arizona Rattlers. Thank you for tuning in for a little bit of pregame here from the arena. We hope you enjoyed tonight's ball game between the Northern Arizona Wranglers and the Arizona Rattlers. For my broadcast partners, Mr. Kevin Derryberry and Ed Cole. KD, you got one more for us?
Yeah, it should be noted. When you look at this game, what the Rattlers want to do, Ed referred to all the numbers about Drew Powell. He's already won an IFL Player of the Week just a couple weeks back, but Drew Powell, all those accolades, well-deserved. He leads the league in almost every offensive category that there is. However, one of the strengths for the Wranglers is their rush defense. They're third in rushing defense at 63 yards a game, right near there. So you talk about strength against strength. Look for the defense for the Wranglers to try to stuff that run early, put Drew Powell in some passing situations, maybe some longer type downs, and see if they can't get a pass rush established. But just make Drew Powell uncomfortable in any way they can here tonight.
And fellas, although Duke City scored 52 points last week, think the Wranglers only gave up 197 yards of offense to Duke City. So this defense continues to get better and better. So the onus is on the defense to put pressure on Drew Powell. Do not let him sit back there in the pocket and just do whatever he wants to do all night long, because if he does, then it's going to be a long night for the Wranglers. So they have to continue to put pressure on him. And on the offensive side for the Wranglers, I mean, these guys are really good. Verlon Reed Jr., he hit 3 different receivers last week for 50 yards or more. So that means he has confidence in Rob Brown or Todd Athey or Terrence Bynum. So they've got weapons on the offensive side for the Wranglers too, but they have to show up and show and prove, like I said earlier.
Exactly right. This team just continues to gel both on the offensive and defensive side of the football, and they have a tough task here tonight against these Arizona Rattlers, but they're more than up to it.
Absolutely. Kev.
Last point, it's about the start. The Wranglers need to have a quick start. We mentioned this a couple other times. They allowed 14 points in that first meeting against the Rattlers that won 51-20. The Arizona Rattlers scored 30 points in the second quarter of that first meeting. That's got to be different here in this game, and I think you'll see a different outcome here.
Yes, indeed. Thanks again for joining us here on the pregame show. We appreciate you tuning in. Coming up next on the Indoor Football League YouTube channel, it's the Northern Arizona Wranglers at the Arizona Rattlers. Enjoy the game, everybody.